Hey, Roger Martin here from Buildings Montana. I love the X-22 report. So many critical areas. One of the areas is the census issue
What he's
that
doing
Trump
right now
and
is
the
letting
Patriots
everyone
are
know
working on.
they already have a plan to get the citizenship question on the census for 2020. And coming out of the American Thinker, they had an idea on how he could do this. And maybe they're going in this direction. They said Trump holds the winning cards of the census citizenship question. An overwhelmingly
All
majority,
right, so let's continue.
67% of Americans, see such a question as legitimate, despite the media spin, despite what the Supreme Court said. 72% of Americans are extremely proud or very proud of being American, even though the mainstream media is out there saying the American pride has hit an all-time low. It's actually the opposite. But David Rivkin Jr. and Gilson B. Gray, they wrote something in the Wall Street Journal. And they're saying Trump could take this approach. Section 2 of the 14th Amendment provides that if a state denies the franchise to anyone eligible to vote, its allotment of House seats shall be reduced in proportion which the number of such citizens shall bear to the whole number of citizens in such state. This language is absolute and mandatory. Compliance is impossible without counting how many citizens live in each state. The 14th Amendment was adopted in 1868, and this provision meant to secure the voting rights of newly freed slaves, but it wasn't limited to that purpose. An earlier version of Section 2, introduced in 1865, specifically referred to limits on suffrage based on race or color, but the Senate rejected that limitation. The amendment forbids state interference with the rights of all eligible voters, then limited to males over 21. Section 2 also applies to every state, a point Representative John Bingham, the amendment's principal drafter, emphasized during the floor debate. The second section simply provides for the equalization of representation among all the states in the Union, North, South, East, and West. It makes no discrimination. Here's how the president, a man who loves winning, wins. The president should issue an executive order stating that to comply with the requirements of Section 2 of the 14th Amendment, the citizenship question will be added to the 2020 census. In addition, he can order the Commerce Department to undertake on an emergency basis a new Census Act rulemaking. That would trigger another round of litigation. Opponents would choose a federal district court likely to block it again, and the Justice Department would have to seek the Supreme Court's intervention during the summer recess. While rare, such an emergency review has happened before. With the justification for the citizenship question being clear and compelling, the administration should prevail, and they would refer back to the 14th Amendment. And what is the Supreme Court going to say? Oh, we don't like what the 14th Amendment says? Yes, they can spin it in a certain way, but I think Trump and those around him have already planned this out. Now, what's very interesting, we know that Pence was...
Now, so what is going to happen? I hope something like this does happen because we do need, on the 2020 census, a way to confirm citizenship, and it should be a continual situation. And it's going to be a great way to show how many illegal people are here in this country, and that should not be voting, but it also is a basis for uh, states' rights to show whether or not you're a
recalled,
citizen
or actually the plane
to
never took
vote.
off, and he was called back to Washington before the plane even took off for an unspecified emergency. And he had a planned event in New Hampshire for opioids, and that was completely canceled. Now, nobody knows why this happened, and reporters were asking Trump today, can you please explain this? He told reporters that they will know in about 2 weeks. Now, this is very interesting because today is July 5th. 2 weeks is July 19th. Let's go back to Q's post, 3231.
July 19th. What did what did
Says,
Q say
ready,
about
sir.
July 19th?
Then Q posts a watch, and it has the date the 19th with the time of 4:50. Now, this is very interesting because in 2 weeks, it will be Friday, July 19th. Did Trump just indicate this is marker one and they're going to let us know what is going on this date at this time? Maybe. Now, down at the border, we see that the Border Patrol agents, they are now hitting back at AOC and all the others that went down for a tour. They're also hitting back at the mainstream media. Now, a Border Patrol agent decided, you know something, I'm going to show the public what we do here. Take a listen to what the Border Patrol agent has to say.
Good afternoon. My name is Roy Villarreal. I am the Chief Patrol Agent for the Tucson Border Patrol Sector. Today is July. My goal today is to dispel some of the misinformation that's out there in regards to our detention facilities. So come with me. This is a supply room that is typical in every one of the stations in Tucson Sector. What we have supplies of are diapers, baby wipes, clothing for children marked by gender, age, clothing for men and women. We've got supplies. These are feminine hygiene products that are readily available for any of the detainees. Now come with me as we go into one of our detention cells. What's here in front of me is a supply cart that is available to families and unaccompanied children. What it includes: baby formula, crackers, raisins, tuna fish, Mylar blanket. Here's one of the other aspects. There's a lot of misinformation that we're not allowing people to brush their teeth. This is a toothbrush that is preloaded with toothpaste, and it's provided to everyone and readily available should they want more than one. Now let's look at the biggest misinformation inside. Come into the cell with me. Aliens are not forced to drink out of the toilet. Aliens have options. There's fresh water that's provided on a regular basis in a water cooler. There's also water that is provided in this is a combination of toilet and sink, and the sink provides fresh water. The wall is marked as agua potable, which is potable water. There's nothing wrong with this water. We're not forcing aliens to drink out of the toilet. Ladies and gentlemen, as the men and women of the United States Border Patrol continue to safeguard our nation, I hope you have a wonderful 4th of July. Thank you.
Now, as you can see, they are countering everything the Dems were saying, everything the mainstream media was saying, and showing everyone, look, they're getting food, they're getting water, they're not drinking out of the toilets, they're able to brush their teeth, they can get more than one toothbrush, and there's toothpaste already there. And we need to remember something very, very important. This is not a prison. They can leave and go back to Mexico or back to their country or another country. They don't have to stay. Why are they staying? That's the question. Why don't they leave? They're not leaving because they have a roof over their head. They have a bed. They have a shower. They have a toilet. They have a sink. They're getting food. They're getting health care. Limited, but they're getting health care. Why would they want to go back into Mexico where they're living in this gigantic tent, no place to sleep, no running water? Why would they want to make the trek all the way back and take their chances? So are the facilities that bad? No. They're blowing this out of proportion. Actually, these people are getting better care than the American citizens who are living on the streets today here in the United States as citizens. So the Border Patrol was out there showing you, listen, we're giving them everything we have right now. and they can stay or they can go. It's their choice. Now, very interestingly, Incarnated ET tweeted out the following. Only one aircraft that did flyovers of the 4th of July, Trump's speech showed up on radar. Call sign was Endgame 20, a Coast Guard helo. Endgame 20 equals endgame. Coincidence? End flippin' game. Put this in your thoughts and listen to Q Plus speech again. POTUS told us it's endgame time. Now this is very interesting because yesterday we reported that Jeb Bush tweeted out something very interesting saying that there were 3 presidents that died on the 4th of July. Did the Patriots just send the deep state a message saying this is the end game? 2020. Be prepared. You're going down. Listen, everyone. Thanks a lot for listening.